twisted dream. Ghostly tires on haunted track. No turning forward, no turning back. The headlights cut through shadows, breath. A race to glory or to death. Casket cup, the clock strikes one. Raise the reaper, nowhere to run. Graveyard turns, a final lap. Who will escape the midnight trap? Skeleton crew, they wave the flags. Shrouded faces, shadowed rags. A phantom car just passed me by. It disappeared, a hollow cry. The leader laughs a wicked tone, but every racer rides alone. Casket cup, the clock strikes two. Your rivals closer, they're haunting you. Steel and spirits collide on track. Once you start, there's no way back. Engines roar like banshees scream. Midnight's grip, a twisted dream. Ghostly tires on haunted track. No turning forward, no turning back. The headlights cut through shadows, breath. A race to glory or to death. Casket cup, the clock strikes one. Raise the reaper, nowhere to run. Graveyard turns, a final lap. Who will escape the midnight trap? Skeleton crew, they wave the flags. Shrouded faces, shadowed rags. A phantom car just passed me by. It disappeared, a hollow cry. The leader laughs a wicked tone, but every racer rides alone. Casket cup, the clock strikes two. Your rivals closer, they're haunting you. Steel and spirits collide on track. Once you start, there's no way back.
All right, folks, I hope you are ready for one fantastic show. As you can see, that checkered flag is going to come out here on practice, and we are slipping and sliding down pit road already, trying to test that pit road entry speed. Certainly want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. Redline Racing Network is bringing you a lot of fun here tonight. I am John Ross up here in the broadcast booth. Along with me is my good pal here, Russ Martin. Russ, how you doing tonight?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. Got a kind of an interesting little side event going on here tonight. And looking forward to this full field of about 42 drivers here about to take to this Talladega racetrack with these ARCA cars. Going to try to chase some money tonight.
We are going to chase some money tonight. This is Midnight Racing League here at the Money Racing League special event. We are Talladega. We in the ARCA cars, a little over 60 laps in this one. And we've got some twists and turns for you. This is coined as the Casket Cup here. Hope everyone had a great Halloween last night, but we've got a little racing to do tonight. So what we've got, and we're going to pop this up on the screen so that everyone can see it as we get ready to handle some qualifying, is we've got some rules here. So here's how it's going to work tonight. So just like Russ said, we got 42 drivers. Little bit earlier on, about an hour before practice started, Russ, everybody hopped into a chat and they did a little bit of a spin the wheel and pick your teammate. So here's how it's going to work, folks. They spun a wheel, and if they landed on your name, you got to spin another wheel, and it was either trick or treat. If it was a trick, man, you didn't get to pick your person that you wanted to draft with. If it was a treat, you definitely did. And the reason that this is going to matter is you have one teammate that is in a Discord chat with you, and it is going to matter where you both finish, because that average finish position between the two of you, it's going to determine the team payouts, and we'll get to those team payouts. So we had a lot, Russ, in that chat spinning these wheels, picking their favorite drivers. And Russ, I heard a few of them maybe picking or winding up with some drivers, maybe some bad blood back in the day, and now they're gonna have to find a way to work it out together.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the it's going to be the fun part. I mean, you know, when you leave everything up to a randomizing wheel, you know, you leave that all up to chance. I mean, you know, if you've raced with, you know, these guys before, and you know you tangled with somebody, there's no guarantee that you're going to get to avoid them for the whole race. I mean, these guys are locked into the Discord channel with those teammates. So I mean, if you're locked into a Discord channel with a guy that you've got beef with from weeks ago, man, it's going to be a long 66 laps for you two. But you have to somehow come together to figure out how to make this race work if you want to be able to try to get yourself into a position to make a little bit of money here tonight.
You got it. And money, you talked about money, we are going to show. So what you can see here, now we have 42 drivers, but our payout for that team is going to be $250 for the team that has the best average finish. And we're going to try to keep you up to date throughout the night on where some of these leaders are and where their teammates are and running on the field. Team 2 is going to get $200. Team 3, $150. But the race winner, Russ, guaranteed $120 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, for a $20 entry fee, there's a total race purse of $720 on the line here tonight, and you know, it comes down to that. You know, again, the whole team aspect of it all. I mean, you know, if you're up there leading this race and you've got a teammate running in the back, I mean, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna fall back and pick that teammate up to try to chase after one of the top 3 team finishing positions so you guys can split some money? Or are you yourself going to say, well, if I win this race, I'm guaranteed $120, so I'm going to go for the win? I mean,
Man.
it's kind of dilemma after dilemma. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. And you hopped in the car a little bit earlier on today because we have to talk about what strategies are going to go into it. So as you can see, we are driving that ARCA car, really stable car, especially after that update, Russ. I feel like this is the ideal car to pull a race like this off, because I'm telling you, I seen a little bit earlier in practice, man, there were 4 wide lanes. You might even see some squeezing of 5 wide with this ARCA car, but they're really solid, good to push. As you can see, that qualifying still going on. Malik Ray right now sitting on that pole at a 54.42. Right behind him, Casey has popped in here. So we know this is going to be tight, but you looked a little bit about fuel mileage, and we know that we are going to have, if this thing goes green, we are going to have some tricks go on here on fuel mileage and how they can stretch it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I got in the car and, sitting on pit road with the car not running, it's looking at, about maybe 62 laps worth of fuel. This race is 66 laps long. So, I mean, in the draft, you might be able to stretch it and go the distance. I mean, we know this is a super speedway, it's Talladega. We're not getting tires here at all. So it's all going to be about the fuel. And, if you're back there, if you're in that pack and you're in the draft, you might be able to stretch it and go the distance if this thing goes flag to flag. But if you're out here in front leading either lane, you are what I like to call a fuel dumpster, because you're going to be about 3 to 4 laps less per run than what everybody in that draft is.
Yeah, it's a really good point, because you are going to see that. Now, let's see if we can get to where we qualified and our starting positions out here on the track. Malik Ray, he is going to be your pole sitter. Casey is right there in second. We talked about both of those drivers just a little bit earlier. Justin is going to be there in third. Kenny Real in fourth. Flanagan is going to be there in fifth. Ethan in sixth. Jackson in seventh. Sean in eighth. Chase is going to be there in ninth. Rolling out in 10th is going to be Aubrey Thompson.
Then Steven's going to roll off in 11th. Cameron in 12th. Alan Dobbs is going to start in 13th. Dustin in 14th. Kevin Allen in 15th. Corey Wright going to roll off in 16th. Christopher Carter in 17th. Dakota LaRue going to start in 18th. Jeff's going to roll off 19th. And rounding out the top 20 starters here is going to be Matthew Baker.
Yeah, and it looks like folks are qualifying is not quite rolling through. So we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. 21st is going to be Logan. And let's see if we can find 22nd is going to be Matt. Logan Young is going to be 23rd. James in 24th. 25th is Jared Haynes. Scott Freeman is going to be right there in 25th. Jared Haynes in 26th. Dylan 27th. Tristan is going to be there. Looks like Tristan is going to start in the 28th position. And then we've got, as everybody's moving around, Kevin is going to start in 29th. John Ward in 30th. Nick in 31st. Joshua McCauley is going to be in 32nd. 33rd is Andrew Christopher in 34th. Charles Whitehead in 35th. 36th is going to be Justin Johnson. Now, those drivers not putting a time in. Luke Freeman the second. He's 37th on the grid. Kenneth 38th. Trevor is going to be 39th. Joey 40th. And then rounding out this field of 41 drivers is going to be Gordon Glidewell. No time for him, so he's going to be starting right back there. But you can see, Russ, those lights already out. 66 laps is what we are going to do here in these ARCA cars. Again, we've got Muddy online. We've got some new teammates out here that they're going to have to work with tonight. We have got 40-plus cars. What more can you want here on a Saturday night?
Man, I tell you, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I absolutely love driving these new ARCA cars. These things, like you said, man, they stick to the track. They've got all the grip in the world. And, as old DW used to say for these types of plate tracks, tonight is all about that co-opetition and finding your frenemies. Because, I mean, you've only got one real teammate out there, and having that teammate could either make or break you here tonight. So 66 laps around Talladega, things are about to get heated.
They are going to get heated. So here we go. And again, they are probably chatting it up. They didn't have a whole lot of time to talk to one another before they jumped into these chats. So they are talking strategy, what they're going to do on fuel. We're going to hop on board with some of these and see what it's like to travel around inside the cockpit of one of these ARCA cars with 40-plus drivers out there on the track. We will do that as the night goes along too. But you can see right now we've got some business to do. That truck is going to pull off, and that is going to lead and leave. As you can see now, that's a terrible view. We're not going to go there. Malik Ray is going to bring them down in that number one machine there on that low line. And we are now in that Geico restart zone. Here we go. 66 laps, green flag in the air. Nice solid even start here, Russ, as we head down into turn one. That 59 getting a great push there by the 11 on the outside.
Yeah, outside line getting a really good start. That 69 there, it got the one car clear. He could jump down if he wanted to, but oh, the 11, you see him getting loose right now already, and we're going 3 wide back here in the pack.
Yeah, we've got some people, looks like they're going to fall back and take a later line and just cruise in the back. Remember, now we're going to have one in the wall.
Looks like the 5 and the 21 getting together there. Oh, now the 71 gets collected late. Hard hit for the 71 late.
Yeah, we've got some things to uncover, folks. As you saw, that 28 looked like he got turned, working that outside back into the quarter panel. We have an accident already out here on the track, just one lap in here. We're going to try to scroll through this thing and see if we can find out. I believe that was the 28 machine. And we do not show that. This is just amazing. We do not show that caution out here on our timing tower, but we did see, it looks like Scott Freeman is the one that has some damage. You can see there is no front end on that car. So folks, we're going to have to roll this thing back the old fashioned way and see exactly what happened here. And you can see, I saw him get turned there on that straightaway. So it does look like just getting a little crazy. No, he's just going to get caught up here, Russ. He's just kind of cruising around in the back. Let's see if we can go on board with him. And you can see everybody's just moving around. Really nice paint job there on that 4 car. And there is a car getting turned. He is going to make evasive maneuvers, and man, it's just going to take the whole front end off of his car there.
Yeah, not quite enough time to be able to make a good evasive maneuver there.
Let's see if we can back this up one more time. I'd love to find out where this happened. It looks like maybe right here with the 50, maybe the 22. Let's see if we can hop on board. Let's see if we can find Dustin here. And 21.
Car looks like he just kind of gets sucked up there by by that side draft. And
yeah, it really looks like that's exactly what happened. You're right. Let's see. We're going to take this back just one more time, folks. It does look like he just kind of got really tight there up against the 5. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. He just, yeah, and it just all heck breaks loose when you do that. You've got so many cars out here trying to avoid each other. We got some clips happening down at the bottom, and yeah, you can see the 21's going to spin down to the infield. Now remember, folks, we do not have a fast repair. But you can see we are now back live. You can see all of these drivers coming down pit road. That 28 still without a front end, and we've got one just walking completely sideways.
That looks like the 13 there, just kind of crab walking himself down pit road. I think he's got a little bit of a rear end problem there.
Yeah, we have so many drivers out here on pit road. This is going to be a separate incident here. We have so much action going on out here on the track. We did, as we were finding that, it looks like we did go back green, and that caution come right back out with another accident out here on the field. That is going to pick up Justin. He was the driver that jumped to the pits there. Ethan Eckert, he had to jump to the pits as well. We have a lot of drivers out here. Let's see if we can go over here to Scott Freeman. You can see Scott Freeman in that 28. He is the driver that did not have that front clip on earlier, but you can see right now down pit road, you've got Matt Lee. He is coming out. Logan York is down pit road. Logan Young is down pit road. Joshua McCulloch, he is on pit road and down. Not a whole lot of damage there, Russ, on that car. Cameron with some damage getting fixed. James is there. Scott is going to be meatballed. I believe his night is probably done early on, only 3 laps into this race. And then you've got Luke there without a front end.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, a lot of those guys, were just kind of collateral damage in that whole thing. So I don't think, a lot of them had too much damage. But there were a couple of pretty hard hits. I know the 71 just kind of walloped the 13 there.
Yeah.
Kind of late. So I'm pretty sure that motor probably expired on that hit. So.
Man, certainly did. All right, so we are going to work that back out. We had some fireworks early on here in this special race. You would not expect anything less than all of these drivers putting forth and getting every square inch that they can, every position that they can. You know, and then sometimes, Russ, no matter what, especially on these tracks like this, you just get caught up in something, and sometimes you just have nowhere to go. Is now lights out on that pace truck. We are going to take ourselves back green here, coming around. It looks like to be about lap 5, we're going to pick up this green flag once again.
Yeah, that's one of the things about these super speedway races. I mean, 98% of your entire race is going to be survival, and then you've got the last 2% where you're trying to actually go for the win. So, I mean, you got 66 laps here, and about the first 60 or so are all going to be survival.
You've got that right. Now, the 92 is going to be your leader here, and that is John Ward. He is going to bring them down. Casey's going to be right on the outside as well. So, Casey's teammate is Josh McCulloch, and I believe he is one of those drivers that had to come down pit road. And then it does look like, let's see, Sprinkle. Let me see if we can find who his teammate is. Casey's teammate is Josh McCulloch, and then we've got, who else? John Ward. Let's see who John's teammate is. See if we can find Mr. Ward on our list here. All right, so that is Chase. So Chase and John are teammates, and then you've got Malik. Looks like you've got Kenny Rill and Stephen Miles there as well. So yeah, and you've got Kevin Allen and Malik Ray. So you know, those are your teammates right now. Again, it is going to be the combined finishing position between those teammates. As you can see, Malik really taking use of that apron there to cool the tires off just a little bit, as we are going to rack these drivers back up, and we're going to do this thing one more time here.
Yeah, coming down for the restart. Pace truck is off, and these guys are going to try to do it again.
That 92, you know, they do not want to get a big jump. They want that car behind them close so that they can get a nice push. But here we go. Green flag back in the air. Really good jump there. Malik and the 92 working great together. Very tight here. Now it looks like the 92 is going to swing up, pick up the draft there of that 59, leave Malik down there at the bottom all by himself. So the cutthroat action already starting tonight as they're going to go through 1 and exit of 2 here. That top line, Russ, looks very strong early on.
Yeah, Malik had a pretty good start there with the 92, but there was just a little bit of a gap behind Malik, and the 92 saw that, jumped up to that high side to pick up the top draft, and kind of left Malik hanging. Dropped him back just a little bit.
Yeah, now the 06 is going to drop down in front, and that is Andrew's going to drop down in front. Now we've got another driver coming down, and that's going to be the 8 machine. So there's the 92 really trying to work both lines. He saw that low line starting to get a run, and he ducked down. But, man, it just looks like, Russ, this top line in this ARCA car is wound up, and it is on fire early on in this race.
Yeah, getting some really good runs there on that high side. I mean, you know, a lot of times we see at these super speedways, you know, the bottom line being prevalent and the top side coming in. Now the 92 is going to get a little bit of a turn, get down onto the apron, and the 24 is going to get hooked, and we're going to have another caution.
Oh, that is going to pick up about 4 more drivers. Oh, and they're still wrecking in the back, Russ. Still wrecking.
There's a lot of hard hits in this one. A lot of hard hits.
Oh, my goodness. Look, just more front ends are getting lost. There's 2 more drivers there that do not have a front end on these cars. And my gosh, as everybody goes by and makes these passes, we're going to see if we can go back here and see where that started. I believe it might have started with Stephen Miles. Let's see if we can go back and take a look. Oh, yeah. So you can see that 92 got a really hard push right in the middle of the turn, and it really got him loose. But up top, pay attention to that 24 and that 57. Looks like the 11 is going to come up.
11 looked like he tried to clear himself to the 24, not quite cleared, shoves him up to the wall, and that's what's going to start this whole thing here.
Yeah, 57 really would know where to go. He was kind of in the middle of that push, and then we're just going to stay on board, and we're going to do this in real time because you're going to see all of the calamity start to happen, and you can just see the pile up. 51 cars in it, and then we've got another scuffle down here at the bottom. 7 car. The 5 car is going to avoid a lot of that. All right, we're going to see if we can bring this thing back live for you here and we're going to get a inventory of who is down pit road. It does look like Scott Friedman is still going to have that meatball, so he is going to have to stay down. Let's see if we can get our eyes on Scott. Scott is not there. He is again just trying to get some work done on that car. But I got to tell you, with all these cautions going on, he still might be in this thing if he can get that thing back out on track.
Yeah, I mean, we're 7 laps in, second caution already. I mean, if you don't really have too much damage and you're able to just kind of limp it around here, we keep getting these cautions and keep getting a little bit of work done every caution. You might be able to keep yourself in this race by the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to see if we can come back live here. We're going to take you down pit lane and see all of these drivers, quite a few drivers coming down pit lane. Now this is going to be a fuel up. Why not? You're on lap 7. Might as well come down, get some fuel here. This might put them in the window or really on the outside of that window, Russ, if this thing were to go green, to not have to come back in and run it all out on the track.
Yeah, I mean, especially with these cautions. I mean, like I said, it was looking, sitting idle, this thing was looking about 5 to 6 laps short of going the distance. So coming in now, topping off with all these cautions, it might just might give you enough to make it all the way to the checker now.
Yeah, you can see all of the drivers that are coming down. You saw them just getting some service completed, getting fuel. But I got to tell you, all of these drivers right here, Russ, this entire row that we are looking at here on the screen, every one of those drivers of some point or another have some damage on these vehicles, and they're having to stay down to get some extensive damage repair. So that's 2, 4. That's about 12 drivers already down pit road with some pretty severe damage.
Yeah, I mean, 7 laps in, there's already plenty of casualties at Talladega. That's money racing, my friend.
That is money racing. So right now we've got a couple of drivers that decided to stay out. Dylan is going to take over your lead. He is there in that 48. John Ward in the 92. He is showing as second. And then you go with Casey, Ethan, and then Kenny Rail are all going to round out your top 5 there. And it looks like those drivers from about third back decided to come down and top off with fuel. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see if that strategy is going to help out. But, if you're someone like, I don't know, Casey there in that 59, not a bad idea coming down, getting that. You popped right back out in third. So you really only lost 2 positions coming down and topping off.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. And, I seen this thing play out the other night in a league race that I was a part of, just kind of coming down, topping off with coming to 1 to go or 1 to green, and fuel saving got the drivers to the end of the race. So I've seen it work this week, and wouldn't be surprised to see it happen again.
Yeah, you never know what is going to happen. I really do like the maneuverability of these ARCA cars. They do look like, especially on the exit of the turns in draft, they are starting to get a bit loose. You can kind of see that with these drivers coming around when we've got another driver. Looks like he's going to swing right down in front of, that's the 21 car. And it looks, I'm not really certain what happened to the 21, just a really hard cut. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like he's going to have to fall back to the back as now the lights are out on that pace truck. But Russ, what I was saying is, looks like on the exit of those turns, especially on that high line, when they're getting pushed that hard, these cars are getting upset and getting a bit loose, and they're having to check up and chase these cars just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, ever since iRacing, introduced these cars to the service, I've really enjoyed driving these cars. I mean, over the old Gen 4 style ARCA car. A lot of the ARCA farmers out there said that they hate this car because it drives so much different than the old one. But me personally, I really like the way that these drive. Like you said, it has really good maneuverability. Usually they're stuck pretty well to the track, but right now, like you said, they getting a little tail happy through the center and exit corner sometimes.
Yes, they are. Okay, so we're coming back. We're going to take these drivers. Looks like that lights are still on the pace truck. So Dylan, he is going to be your leader. His teammate is James Waring. And James, let me see if we can find where James is. He is going to be a little bit further back in the field. Right now, 32nd on the field. So your leader right there, that is Dylan in the 48. His teammate, sitting in 32nd. And then on the outside, you've got that 92 of John Ward. We talked about him a little bit earlier and who his teammate is. And that is going to be Chase. And let's see if we can find out where Chase is.
Chase is running P6 right now.
Chase is running P6. So that is going to probably right now be
your top
team.
That's what it's all about here. Find that teammate. Get up to the front.
Find that teammate. Casey is your third place car. That is the 59 with the American flag there on the hood. That is Casey. His teammate is Josh. And then on the outside there in 12th is Ethan. And I believe Nick is his teammate. Now, I believe Nick is running in 7th. So that is a team that is to look out for right there. All right, Russ. Man, that was a heavy few cautions. It looks like we've got everybody ready to go again. The lights are out on the pace truck. You know there's going to be a lot more action going, but you want to see them kind of settle down, get some laps under their belt, really fill this thing out. And because I'd love to see how these ARCA cars are going to push with these kind of quality of drivers out here on the field. Right now, in this lead pack, you've got about 36 drivers there. The 37th driver is still down pit road. So we've already lost quite a few drivers here for the night.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, kind of like to see them settle down to get some laps in and, run this thing out. But, these guys are racers. I mean, we got some big names up in here. We got Malik Ray, Dylan Basin, got guys like that up in here. And, when you get the chance to race against guys like those, you want to go elbows up. And these guys are racers. It's what they do. They don't just sit back and ride like I do in races, or sometimes what you do. So they're out here to go pedal to the metal for 66 laps.
Well, here we go. They are certainly going to bring them back here to that start-finish line. And we are going to try this thing one more time. Dylan in that 48 machine. We saw him a little bit earlier, hang out that 24. I thought that was kind of a little funny. 48 hanging that 24 out there on that highline. But here we go. Dylan bringing them back here to that Geico restart zone again. He does not want to get a big jump, wants to stay tight to that 59 so the 59 can help push as they are going to tighten this field back up one more time. Green flag is in the air.
So those first two starts, the outside line had a better start. This time here, it looks like Dylan in that bottom line had just a little bit of a better restart than that top side.
Oh, really nice push there by the 59 right in the middle of that turn. The 57 is going to get a little loose, and he's going to try to work this outside. He has some teammates going. Now it's going to get super tight, and we're going to go 3 wide here for the lead going into 3.
That 12 car just kind of threading the needle between the wall and the 92, just kind of forcing a third lane there, but he got the job done. Now he's the front car, and that middle line, bottom line, really stacked up right now, where the middle lane and the top lane are kind of broken up.
Oh, we got another driver coming down. Is he going to pit, or is he just going to drop to the back? That's going to be the 11 car. He's going to slide.
He's coming down pit road.
Coming down pit road. So not sure. Maybe that was a black flag. It does look like Kenny Real having to serve a black flag. Not sure what that is about, but back to the action. It looks like the 48, 59 working very well together. Let's see if we can hop on board here with this 59 car. Just love to see. And that's what he sees right there, Russ. And that's why that car behind another car seems to get into more wrecks, because they have no visibility of what's going on in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, especially farther back in the pack. I mean, you've got 10 or 15 cars in front of you, and that's all you can see is that deck lid and the spoiler of that car in front of you. And if something goes on in front of that car, you can't see it. You're caught up in it.
And you could just kind of see right there in the middle, kind of a bad push. The 48 and him get stuck together, and we just have a mess. That might be 4 wide there, and now the 31 is trying to hang on to it, stays up against the 06's bumper. Everybody is going to make it out of that alive. What's some fantastic driving, but Russ, look at this 5 machine. No front clip on that 5 car, just hanging in there.
Yeah, right in the middle there between, sandwiched between 2 cars, able to keep some kind of a little bit of a draft there. And I mean, that's the thing with these plate tracks is you may have some damage, but as long as you're kind of tied up with some other cars to help, get you like in the middle of that draft where you're not in the front of the draft, you can compete just right along with everybody else.
Yeah, it looks like now Malik again is going to take a dive and get to the back here, maybe trying to find his teammate as we're starting to play a little bit of strategy. The 12, the 57, 59, 31, all 4 of these cars with a little mini breakaway. There's the 11 machine coming back out after serving that black flag. Looks like the 5th place, the 4 machine of Wright, has been able to catch up. So we have a small breakaway here at the bottom. Looks like it to be about 6 drivers, nose to tail, trying to get a small breakaway. So that's going to be Ethan Eckert right there as your leader. He is in that 12 machine, and his teammate is that 57 car right behind him.
Hey, can't get any better than that.
Teammates have found each other, and they are 1st and 2nd out here now. 59 of Casey. Josh McCulloch is his teammate. Josh is up to 11th position, so he's starting to come on. That 31 of Flanagan. Let's see, who is his teammate? Gosh, I'm not sure if I can see him. There are so many teams out here. I do not see Flanagan's teammate.
I was saying this 6-car breakaway is just pulling the rest of the field.
Yeah,
they are really breaking away from the rest of that pack back there.
Yeah, just to put this in perspective, it's really good that you called that out. So that back car in this pack, that is going to be Jackson. Jackson last lap turned a 50.7 on the field. John Ward right here in this 92, as they are still side by side, turned a 52. So there was a 2-second difference between that front pack and this pack. And I can tell you, Ethan, Nick, Casey, David Flanagan, Corey Wright, Jackson, all of those guys, they do not want to break out. But I do feel like, Russ, if these guys can really get lined up, I believe they're going to be able to run them back down.
Yeah, I mean, these super speedways, the speed comes with greater numbers. I mean, that 6-car breakaway was able to do so because they're just staying right in line with each other. They're able to get a better draft off of each other, and they're not in a side-by-side breaking the draft up type of a battle. I mean, if these guys back here were to get into a solid line, they would absolutely run those top 6 drivers back down. But these guys being side-by-side like this, it's slowing them down with those top 6 being in a line. It's helping them out.
Yeah, it does look like Ethan was about 0.3 of a second faster here than this backpack, and that's going to be Kenny Real. We can see that car still walking sideways down the inside of that track as he is going to go a lap down. But now Kenny Real trying to control both of these lanes here in the draft. He was your driver that had to come down and serve a black flag, so I believe he is going to be a lap down. Really trying to run both of these lines here and try to catch them. But I got to tell you, if anything, this top 6 or 7 drivers here, these top 6 drivers are just holding serve and keeping this lead at about 2.2 seconds, 2.3 seconds to that next pack.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you want. I mean, just at this point of the race, I mean, approaching lap 19 here, you just want to kind of be content with where you're running, especially if you're in that top 6. I mean, keep stretching this gap out between 6th and the rest of the field. It's going to come down to those top 6 drivers for the win of this thing if it were to stay green the rest of the way.
Absolutely. As you can see, these ARCA cars now really moving around the track, trying to find the right line. Now that 29, he is going to get hung out. Malik Ray is going to go up just a little bit in the middle of this turn, is going to kind of leave that door open. Now, if they're working pretty well together, Russ, sometimes you'll see that lead car get up into the turns, and what they're trying to do is feed that fresh air to the front end of that 01 machine that's back there pushing him. to help cool that car off, because these temperatures will get up on these cars as they're in that draft, and they could potentially blow that engine. So Malik may be trying to get some fresh air to this 01.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most important things with this plate racing. Like I said, especially with these ARCA cars. I mean, you know, if you're locked bumper to bumper all the way down a straightaway, like that 01, his engine is going to be hot by the time he gets to 3. So by Malik moving up like you just see him do right there, it just allows that fresh air to get to that radiator and help cool that motor down just a little bit to be able to get a run on that next straightaway, so that the 01 can just lock onto that bumper and push him again.
Yeah, and that's what you want, because if you can keep that cool now, you can see once they've gotten organized, here they come, catching back up in a fast fashion right now. Is now I do believe he is going to be able to get into the draft. Now they are going to have a head of steam.
I was going to say, he is there.
And now Ray decided to pull out of that pack and allow that run to happen through the 01. Now he is going to pull away. So I do believe maybe Malik, again, trying to keep a hold of his teammate, making runs and then falling back a little bit, is now the 29 who was hung out a bit earlier. And that's going to be Christopher McCullough, is now pushing ahead, trying to find his teammate. Now he's going to make a move underneath the 17.
Almost a little bit too late there. Looked like he caught that left side, quarter just a little bit as he made that dive to the bottom, but at 17 able to keep a hold of the car.
Side by side they go. The 17 looks like he has found some dancing partners, so he is going to be able to stay on that high line. Looks like Kenny Real is going to join that party as well. We're going to go back here. Jonathan Ward, one of your leaders earlier on in the race, looks like he has found a nice, comfortable spot here to sit in. And, man, we've just got some broken cars all over the track. We are now, now we're going to touch the 48. Oh, they are still banging.
Slicing it nice and 3-4 wide.
Man, trying to navigate around that lap traffic, that is always a recipe for disaster, and we almost had one, but now that top line, and it does look like your two teammates, that 57 and that 12, have decided to try to run both of these lines. As the 57 is going to be on that high side, the 12 is going to be on this low side. This is exactly what these two teammates want to do, is try to be able to control both of them. But now this thing is going to shake up. 12 going to go up high and get a push from the 57. But that third line, here it comes. You can see Cinnamon Toast Crunch right in the center there. The 92 of Ward is going to push him through the center of this pack.
Yeah, I don't know if the 12 got just a little bent out of shape there, kind of washed up the track. And he got right to the bumper of his teammate there in that 57. And now these guys are going to start making a run. 12 getting really close to the 4 right there, almost a door banger. But look like the 12 and the 57, we're going to try to control both lanes, which as teammates is what you want to do. But now the 57 hung out in the middle.
Yeah, the 12 looked like he didn't go with his teammate. He's just going to choose to take that run. The 59 had such a big run, so he is going to take and go with that 59. That's going to boot the 57 out the back. 31 of Flanagan is now going to be leading some laps here with the 4 of Wright right behind him.
2 lanes solid up here, trying to just slice it and dice it, but top lane still showing stronger right now. The 12 and the 59 or the 69, 59. Now the 12 coming back down to the bottom lane to pick up that 31 of Flanagan.
Yeah, it does look like now he's going to work his way up, and they are going to bump big right in the center of the turn. Now we're going to be 3 wide.
Just past a third of the way through this race now, coming to lap 24. 31 there down on the bottom. The 12 still trying to make something happen, working in the middle lane. He's going to get the bump from the 54, try to push back to the top of this field.
That 31 is going to get a little high right in the apex of the turn. He's going to push up. Now, we do have 3 strong lines. Now the 12 trying to work the middle and that high line at the same time and block all of those. Now, he is going to be your leader. He's going to have a nice run to be able to pick up any line that he wants right now. Is now that momentum is going to kick them out about 2 car lengths. But here comes the low line.
I'll tell you what, if I was in that number 12 right now, I would have been wrecked about 12 times by now trying to do this slide racing from top to bottom.
Yeah, now we do have this, Lee, this is about 19 cars here, but we're going to go right back here because this pack, with all of that moving around that they had to do getting past those lapped cars, that's going to put this pack behind, and they are going to be in trouble. This is the opposite of what happened before. This smaller pack is now behind the bigger pack, and that spells disaster if they don't see a yellow flag coming.
Yeah, you got all that damage. You're going to be just a little bit slower, and you're going to lose this draft, and this pack's just going to kind of slowly start falling back more and more. But this gaggle up here is still fighting top to bottom. 12 and the 11 going all the way from the top to the bottom, going through turn 3 here. Now moving now the 12 back to the top side.
Man, no soft contact in this one. They are using that ARCA front end and just wearing out the back end of these cars. And you can see everybody moving around as now the 12 still being able to control this. 59 taking a peek underneath. Now the 12 going down the block. It is now going to pick up the bottom line. Try to see if that bottom line can give him a push. Now side by side with the 11, they're going to come down. This third line right up against the wall is going to get blocked by the 59. So my goodness, they are making some moves.
Say the 76 and the 1 tried to look like they tried to squeeze another line out there on that I side, but the 59 getting up there and trying to blocking it off along with the 12.
3 wide about mid of this pack. Again, this is a lot more than 19 cars, but this is the 19 cars that's on the lead lap. And then about 3 seconds back now is going to be that 20th car of Tristan. We'll keep an eye on that pack and see how that's going to see if they're gaining or losing time. Now the 12 looks like he's going to be securely there on that bottom line. The 59 still working at the top. I mean, some really good pushing by the 59 a bit earlier, but man, he is, Casey, not afraid to put the bumper. Oh, now we are just moving around.
I was gonna say the 12 there, Ethan. I mean, at one point there, he was trying to control all 3 lines. I mean, there's no more mirror driving that Ethan could have been doing there than what I just saw out of him a little bit ago coming down that back straightaway.
Yeah, and he's going to do it again. He's going to hop up in front of that 31. 31 now having to push him around this track. And let's see, Russ, what we're going to do, and we do this every race, we really like to hop on board with one of these drivers, and we just like to go around and take a lap inside of the car with one of these drivers and see what it feels to hop in a sim, hop in an ARCA car, and oh, we're going to have contact. Kenny Real's going to get in the wall, but it looks like everything has settled down. We are now 3 wide all the way back. But let's see if we can hop on board here with this 31 machine as we're going to go inside a lap here with this car. You can see it really fighting that wheel, Russ, and that's just from getting massive pushes. Now, which was out front, now is going to be about second on the grid. That high line's working. So now he's just in this car trying to find a drafting partner, paying attention to what's going on both sides of him, as now he's 3 wide.
This here's the kind of racing that'll get your old heart pumping, and you're stuck about 3rd car in line in the middle lane, and you got guys to the outside, you got cars to the inside. One little mistake could back this whole field up.
Man, to go from first to 5th and then back into 1st. Here you go, still on board here with that 31 machine. But this is what it looks like to take a lap around Talladega here in this ARCA car. And now he is back down to the bottom. That 12 machine back up front. The 92 leading earlier on got shuffled back. He is back up front working at high line. But now let's take a look at this pack further back. Still about 3 seconds. They are nice and organized here, Russ. And as they run 3 wide up front, it has allowed them to really kind of hang on to that 3-second gap, not really gaining any ground, but they're not losing any either.
Oh, sorry, John. I was just watching something. We were 4 wide there for a minute. Somebody was kind of sideways.
Man, 48 machine, he is back up front now, getting a nice little push by the 92. 59 is right there in the middle.
They were 3 wide for about 3 rows back there at 48, going bottom, bottom side corner exit to the high side down the straightaway. Now the bottom lane's falling off just a little bit. Now we've got 54 shooting to the center, coming down to the bottom, breaking out of the 4th spot there, trying to make some more gains.
Yeah, what that really does is it not only does it help that bottom line and get those runs, but it pulls a lot of power and energy away from that top line too. So if you're about the 4th or 5th car there in line and you decide to make a move like that, it really hurts that line that you're in, which is the intent, right? If I want to go all the way down to the bottom, what I want and what I'm looking for is I am looking to steal some energy from that top line. Is now that 48 still trying to block and work his way around and stay out in front. So he is watching these runs. Now the 11 car is going to go up high. He's not really picking a teammate. Nobody else going to go with him. Now Malik Ray is going to slide up top. The 21's going to go there behind him. So now that's a 4 car. And here comes the 48 again, taking that low momentum and using that push to stay out front.
Yeah, that 11 car, I mean, he's 2 laps down right now, so he's just kind of looking to work with anybody to keep himself up front for the event of a caution of getting that wave around or maybe even the lucky dog. Try to get one of those laps back. But these top 3 guys now broke away from the bottom and they're up to the top side. The 48, the 59, and the 54. You're going to see them working to probably go right back down to the bottom, whoever can get there through, once we head into 1 here. Just working that top and then diving it to the bottom. 54 with a 54.
What a loose car coming down that turn. And that's just one of those moves, Russ, where you're trying to get down and you're trying to make a move aggressively and you just lose grip and you kind of 4-tire slide all the way through that turn.
Yeah, I mean, the car, you do that, you make that turn abruptly and then that car just kind of takes off on you more than what you thought. It was like, whoa, hold on, get it back.
So again, 48 doing a really nice job. He is controlling and working all 3 of these lines, trying to find where the runs are coming from, really controlling that bottom line. I like what he's doing here because he's bringing that 54 down to that bottom line as well. But now the 59, nice run. Nothing the 48 can do here. But now there's only 2 cars up top. Now Malik and the 1 is going to come up there.
Four wide on the exit of 2 back there.
Man, Tristan in that line in the back that we talked about a bit earlier. Oh, and there goes Kitty. He's going to get loose. Oh, what a save by that driver.
He only lost it about 3 times right there and caught it all 3 times.
That was just a wreck that never quite happened. Getting loose and then getting a bump and having to deal with that bump as well. Really nice drive by that driver, hanging onto that car. I'm certain he needs to take a breath right now, and that has kind of created a small little breakaway of these 5 cars here on the bottom.
Yeah, I was just going to say, racing suit change to the 11 pit, please.
Yeah, that was quite the maneuvering he was going to have to do, where that would have ended not only his night, but several of those other cars behind him. But this thing's starting to thin out just a little bit. 19 cars are going to be your lead pack. About 4 seconds back is going to be Tristan's set, and that is about 6 cars. Again, still nose to tail, really hooked up, trying to push. But again, it's just the power of cars. Just not enough in this pack to make any headway. They're going to need a caution here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just not enough, headway to be able to gain much more ground. But John, the one thing I just wanted to bring up is this 1 car, Malik Ray. I've been watching him for about the last 15 or 20 laps or so, and I'm telling you right now that he's going to be one that we're going to have to watch come the end of this thing. Because I've watched him go to the back to the front about 2 or about twice now since we've gone back green, and definitely showing a lot of power. Now he's up there on that outside lane, coming down, working his way into second behind the 57 there.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of drama here as we're trying to catch these lapped cars at the bottom lane. So we are certainly going to be 3 wide here very, very soon. As you can see, Nick is now going to pop back out front in that 57, and it looks like he's going to squeeze in front of Malik. He's going to get that deal done, but here we go. They are going to have to maneuver their way around here, and I'm not sure what Malik and those other drivers are going to do because they're going to get stuck, and they're going to try to make it 3 wide.
The 57 looked like he looks like he tried to block the one behind those lap cars by making that dive to the right just a little bit late, but the one able to make that move and get himself up there too.
Yeah, 57 trying to get that block put on those 3 drivers in front, not quite able to do it. Now we're going to block the 01 coming down. Oh, still a lot of movement as these cars are shuffling from the bottom lane all the way up to the top. As you can just see how wide this Talladega track is and just the room that they have to get this thing done. Now that 01 does have some right front damage, Russ, and I think that's what hurts him when he tries to poke out and get some drafting partners, just not able to carry enough momentum, just a bit of aero damage on that car.
Yeah, damage up that bumper, get a little bend in it, and yeah, it'll affect it quite a bit if you're out there by yourself. You see him falling back down into that middle lane and just kind of getting freight trained at this point.
All right, we've got a new leader here in that 021 car. That is the first time that we've seen Nick really up here leading this race. Worked his way up front. That 29 is pushing as hard as he can here. Now it does look like the 11 who was wrecked just didn't finish the wreck off earlier. Now he's up front battling once again. It does look like 21's going to come up there and take that energy away from him. As that top line once again on the move, and we are 3 wide back here, the 01, the 57, and the 4.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they get everything together and you know, get 2 solid lanes or get a single lane, and then, you know, everything kind of breaks off and then it gathers back up. It's just kind of hit or miss, and these guys able to make it work. I mean, the 11, like I said, again, you know, 2 laps down from everybody else, now out in front of this pack. Not your actual race leader, but he's out there right now leading all these guys. So now if a caution does come out, you know, he'll be that first car out there to be able to get a lap back.
Yeah, your leader is actually that 1 car behind that 11. Now the 21 coming back up front. That 11 has that lap back the old-fashioned way right now, but man, that is going to be short-lived. The 21 with a ton of energy down at the bottom, 29 pushing him as these cars are jockeying to keep themselves into position. It looks like maybe these ARCA cars starting to walk around a bit here, Russ, and getting a little loose with all of this pushing going on.
Yeah, they're definitely dancing around a good little bit here. I mean, keep you know, as we keep going, these, you know, tires wear. I mean, we don't get much tire wear here at Talladega, but you know, we're burning that fuel. Cars are getting a little bit lighter, you know, in the back. They allow for a little bit looser conditions as this race goes on.
Yeah, Jackson Bice, his teammate is Kevin Tipton. And let's see if I can find where Kevin is. Kevin is sitting in 19th. So that 21 down at the bottom, his teammate is on the back end of this. And you can just see as Malik tried to make that move down, it's just right in the middle of these turns when they try to get these blocks going. The cars are just loose. It's hard for them to stay under control. Now it works out, but how long is it going to work out for us? Now the 31 is going to come down. It looks like on the straightaway, that's a good viable move. Right there in the turn, it just looks like these cars are struggling to get grip.
Yeah, it's almost like when they break out, you know, try to move down that lane. Oh, got one. A couple guys break it off. Going to come down pit road here.
They are going to come down pit road.
But like I said, it's like once they move out into that clean air, it's almost like some kind of like an aero suck or something. It just kind of gets them just a little bit loose.
All right, so let's take inventory here because we do have some drivers. Oh, it looks like we've got one. that has come down pit road. Christopher McCulloch, he is going to have a meatball. He is going to have to stay down pit road. But right now, Dustin, Logan York, Kevin Allen, Tristan Bruce, Andrew, and Justin Johnson, they're all down pit road. Charles Whitehead is right there with them, and you can see some more drivers coming in. So let's see if we can get back up here to this lead pack. As now 25 laps to go, you can start to see those pit road entries happening. So, and here are the rest of the field. Trying to get those cars slowed down. They're going to come down pit lane 3 wide, nice and clean by everybody. Good job. And here they go, fanning out to get themselves into the pit stops. Again, this is going to be a pretty quick, get that fuel, get back out, stay as part of the pack.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is, you know, getting on and getting off with, you know, with some kind of a pack so you've got drafting help once you get back out on the track.
All right, so we're going to see what is going to happen. That 4 car, he is still out there on the track with the 54. They are in tow. Everybody else down pit lane. This is going to be Jackson is going to come out. Kenny Reel's going to be a little bit in front of him. Jackson's going to come out of the pits. But you are going to have these other drivers. That 4 machine is going to be up to speed. So we are going to see if we can go back. Here he comes. Here comes Corey. Now he is wide open. These other drivers are going to take a little bit to get back up. So I think he's going to be able to filter in at the very least. And those 2 are going to be okay. But I do believe this 21 and the 11, they're all teamed up. This little pack here of about 5 cars. Man, if they can get the other 3 behind them to latch on as well, this might be the breakaway that they're looking for here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get, you know, if you can get 7 or 8 cars all linked up and in a single file line, especially right now, I mean, you're going to be able to break away from the rest of those guys and you know, be able to settle this amongst yourselves in about 23 laps.
All right, so that looks like it's going to be about 7 cars here, Russ, that are on the lead lap. So that's going to be Jackson, Malik, Matt Lee, David Flanagan, Casey, Kenneth McCulloch, and Nick Sipple. So those 7 drivers, they are all in this pack here. And they do have a 3-second lead on this pack. And that's going to start with Ethan, that 8 machine, and 7. Now, they only have 3 cars. They're not going to be any match for those 8. So they're going to need some help from the pack that's 2.5 seconds behind them. And that's the 2 cars we talked about before. That's the 4 and the 54. So everybody kind of in no man's land here. This front 7, they just want this thing to go 23 more laps.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that happens here at these super speedways under green flag pit stops is, you know, you could have a big field of 19, 20 cars all coming down pit road, and by the time you get everything sorted out, there's, you know, a handful or 2 of cars that are able to stick together and, you know, can kind of break away. And I mean, I've seen this time and time again, and right now this is best case scenario for guys like Malik Ray and the 04, you know, them guys, you know, Lee and, you know, all of them guys there. So, because now 22 laps to go, this thing stays green again. I mean, it's going to come down to, you know, these 7 or 8 cars.
So let's see if we can set this up for you on who. And now I got to tell you, that car that is a lap down, that 11 machine in front of Malik, this is what we call the fuel pig. So that 11 car, Malik is more than happy to allow this car to lead. It's cutting the fuel for this one machine. He's a lap down, you know, on the tail end of 1 lap, almost 2 laps down the second he gets past. But he is able to sit there and take all of that fuel pressure off of this one machine, who is the actual leader here of this race, and gives him somebody to draft with. But let's go through and see where these people are. So Malik's teammate is Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen is going to be running 22nd on the field right now. Oh, it does look like we have finish. Tristan Bruce has crashed.
No caution yet.
Do not see a caution. Let's go back and see what happened here. Oh, he's just here on the low line. Looks like maybe he's exiting the pits. And it looks like he's just going to call this a day here, I think. Yeah, he's just going to slide off of the track. He's going to call it a day. He's had enough. All right, so let's go back up front here, Russell. We've talked about Malik's. Now, Matt Lee, let's see if we can find Matt Lee's teammate and see exactly where he is at. Matt Lee. You might have to look for that one, Russ, because I do not see Matt Lee on our... There he is, David Flanagan. So, second and third place are teammates. That's the 04 and the 31. They are teammates for those team payouts. The 59
right
machine.
Now, these guys are... I was gonna say, right now, those two guys are content with running where they're at right now.
Oh, they are really happy. They want to see this thing go green to the end because that 04 and 31 are going to get paid. Now, let's see. The 59 is Casey Sprinkle. Let's see where Casey's teammate is. So, Casey is Josh McCulloch. Now, Josh does have a good run going, but I believe he is going to be 24th on the field. And then we've got... It looks like Jackson, and I think we talked about Jackson a bit earlier. Jackson's teammate is Kevin Tipton. And Kevin is going to be right now in 16th position. So it does look like the 04 and the 31, they want to stay tied to each other because, man, they are almost guaranteed that team one payout.
Yeah, I mean, if they can stay together, even if they can finish 1-2, I mean, you know, then you get the overall race win payout plus your first place team payout. So right now, the 04 and the 31 want to make sure that they stay within an earshot of each other.
You know, that's right. 18 laps to go. Now we do show Chase as Crash 2. That might be just a similar scenario where Chase just kind of pulling off, calling it a night. The damage just too much for those drivers. 18 laps to go, not a whole lot they could do there. But now what was a small 8-car breakaway, now it looks like we've got some action going on here as McCullough is going to come up in that 03. They have chosen to start fighting here with 17 laps to go, but we have added a couple of lap down cars to this mix, so this has become a pretty nicely sized pack here now.
Yeah, looks like about a pack of about 12 cars. We're going to be able to get two defined lanes going here. And now we're going to start seeing some guys spreading out. I mean, you know, the 04 and the 31, they're still tied together right there with the 59 right in between them. So, but other than that, I mean, now it looks like now they're going to leave Kenny Real hang out to dry. Oh, the 59 almost wrecking off of Kenny's bumper. Able to hang on to it and save it. That's going to break this pack up just a little bit.
That is going to break that pack up just a little bit. Oh, now we've got one spinning. That's the 7 machine. What in the world has happened? That is going to cause a caution. What happened? We've seen that in real time. Let's take a look back here. And just a tough push by the 12 there.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe just lifted. I mean, the push didn't look like it was too far off center, so I mean maybe it just picked the back end of that 7-up and really got him loose. But I mean, I didn't think that push looked too awful bad compared to some of the other ones we've seen.
Man, I will tell you, that could not have come at a better time for all of those drivers that were going to start working and started to be afraid of being a lap down as this front pack was just running off and leaving everybody as they were 12 cars strong. But Malik is now going to come down here and he is going to pick up that pace car. And now the decisions are going to be made. And I've got to think if they come down a little bit earlier, they set that fuel load. And if they can get on, let's see if we can go on board here and see if anybody is waiting on the pace car. Just wanted to see if maybe they were shutting these cars off under caution here to save some fuel. You can hear Malik in that high gear. Definitely in fuel saving mode here. Let's see what Nick's doing. Yeah, Nick on the clutch there. Shutting that car off. Looks like that car goes completely off for Nick.
Yeah, I think this late in the game, you know, these guys just came down pit road. You know, you're not going to give up the track position this late in it. We're going to, you know, go back to green probably with about 12 or 13 laps to go. So you want to make sure you have that track position on this restart.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got that right now. It does look like the lights might go out and we might go back racing here with 15 to go. Will be 14 to go. If those lights come out, if those lights do not go off, and it just looked like that team that was running in second and third really had this thing kind of sewed up there. That's Flanagan and Lee, and I just felt like they did not want to see this come out.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you know, running, you know, up inside both guys up inside the top 6 or 7. I mean, they would have locked the first place team payouts up basically if this thing would have stayed green. And now, I mean, this is going to bunch everybody right back up together, and things are about to get exciting here with probably going back green about 13 laps to go.
Yeah, that is a good point. Let's see, Russ, if we can bring from channel 13 either Lee or Flanagan up and maybe have a quick discussion with them as we're still under caution on what they thought about that that late race caution coming out for them.
See if we can get maybe Matt Lee up here.
There you go.
Let me see here.
I believe they're there in channel 13.
Yep, I got him ready. Here we go.
Hey, Matt, this is John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy? Mr. Lee, you got a copy? All right, Russ, he might be away from the mic, so we'll just move him right back down.
Try David.
Let's try. All right, David, this is John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy? It looks like he is on mute too. Well, we really wanted to get a conversation with those guys because it really looked like that had that team 1 points locked up if that thing went green all the way to the end. But so it is. You know, that's what happens here on these plate races, especially here at Talladega on a money race. We're not racing for points. It's all glory and money at this point. So I think that we still have quite a bit of racing left in us.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, going to gather all these cars right back up again, and you know, going to have about 12. I think now we're still going one more, so about 12 laps to go when we go back green. Things are about to heat up, and I don't think the fireworks are over quite yet, John.
No, I completely agree with you, and it looks like now that pack is going to be back. And what's going to happen is you're going to have some cars that's going to have a race inside of a race. So as we look at some of these drivers and where they are at here on the track, you've got to know that we want some of these drivers are going to be fighting for that lucky dog. Nice to see who was Kenny Real able to get that lucky dog? No, it does look like he's still going to be a lap down. So right now, it looks like on the lead lap, you have 23 drivers. So that first driver, 24 drivers. So it looks like Justin is probably going to be your first driver there a lap down, and then you're going to be followed by Kenny Real. So all of that driving there up front for that 11, unfortunately not able to get a lap back in. He really needed to be out front when that thing went green. Now he is going around the pace car here.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably get a wave around, but as far as a lucky dog, I don't think he got that. Yeah, Kenny was waved around, so he's going to get one of those laps back. And you know, like I said earlier, you know, he up there fighting, you know, up there in the front of this pack, and that was especially, you know, that was particularly why, you know, he wanted to make sure he was ahead of those leaders, get one of his laps back the old-fashioned way. So if a caution came out, he's going to be that first car one lap down, and he's going to get, you know, he'll get the lucky dog, or he can get that other wave around and get back on the lead lap, put himself right back in contention. But fell back right there, only able to get one of those laps back, and he's still going to be a lap down. Going to hope for another caution.
Well, and that's why you never quit fighting, because you just don't know what's going to happen, especially at a track like this. So even though getting that one lap back, still a lap down, a lot of battling left to do, a lot of racing left to go, as Malik Ray is going to be your leader. On the outside of Malik is going to be Kenneth McCulloch Jr. He is going to be in second. Jackson is going to be right there in third. But then you're going to have Nick Sipple, Matt Lee, Casey Sprinkle, and David Flanagan. Ethan is back in action. We saw he was one of those that was tied up into that wreck that created that caution. Corey Wright right there, and then Aubrey Thompson. So that's going to be your top 10. And you can see the lights are going to go out on that pace truck. So we're going to go back green with 11 laps to go. And you know, all of these drivers, Russ, even though they come down and got that fuel, they've been able to save enough fuel. I do believe that they probably have enough for a green-white checker here if needed. But my goodness, some of these drivers, like the 21, some of those that stayed out, man, you know they're probably in fuel-saving mode, because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, we've got one attempt at a green-white checker if needed. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of these guys, you know, when they came down on that pit cycle, you know, they made sure to add a couple, you know, 2 or 3 laps to that fuel tank, make sure it gives them that that gap to be able to go a green-white checker without having to come back down again.
It's going to be all about finding your position out here on the track. But I can tell you one thing is going to be certain, my friends. You thought it was crazy before. Now with 11 laps to go, there is no time to sit back and position yourself to be in good position. You have to be in good position. So it is go time for these drivers. You are going to see some aggressive moves. And I just don't think we are done wrecking quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of time for, you know, some action to happen. And like you said, I don't think we're done either. I mean, these guys went from a 7-car single file line back to a 20-car pack here, and things are going to heat up. Guys are going to be going 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide, trying to gain those positions. So, man, I don't think the fireworks are over yet, my friend.
They're certainly not, and they are going to start here in just a little while, as that one machine is going to bring them down one more time, going to fall into this Geico restart zone. And again, just looking to stay tight to that driver behind them so that they get some good push and be able to run both of these lanes. And so here we go. A green flag is in the air. Malik Ray bringing them down once again. Really nice push there by that 21. But again, we've seen it time and time again. This high line about midway through this turn 1 is going to have a head full of steam.
Yeah, you see the 1 and the 21 jumping right up there to block that run off. And now we see the 12 starting to head to the middle, create this third lane. 3's going to get loose, hit by the 57. Big pile up coming out of turn 4.
Oh my goodness, that is going to be the big one. We're going to oh, we've got cars just stumbling around.
I think somebody was upside down back there. I think the 45, I believe, went upside down, went for a little bit of a tumble.
Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can go back. You saw that in real time. You saw that 3-car. You believe that was the 45 that went upside down? Let's see if we can find him. He might have just
I think it's Sean Corbett, that 45 car.
Let's see if we can find Sean here. There he is. Oh yeah, that's a good looking car. Let's see.
I mean, he's still driving it around there, but when I looked back, it looked like he was tumbling down the back straightaway.
Let's see what happened. So there you go. You see the 03 getting loose. This is a great view here. The 57, nowhere to go, and there's the tap. 57 was such a good race. That 31 had a great race too. 54 has been up front all night. Just hard in to that 03. Now the 54, I mean, there are bumpers flying. Oh, the 45 just getting sandwiched between him and the 22. This is going to be hard into that inside wall. Oh my gosh, look at there.
45 going airborne along with the 22, completely upside down mid-air.
Oh my gosh, and here he comes.
Priest and laying on his lid. Oh, he pulls a Ryan Priest and just bounces it off the roof.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's see if we can take this back a little bit. This might be one of the gnarlier crashes that I have seen in these ARCA cars.
say that 45 there, he might be taking an extended stay to the infield care center after that one.
All right, let's do this full speed here.
It's the one thing about iRacing. The cameras don't cut out like in real life. Oh, hard hit right there.
Oh, look, he's still, Steve is just checking the steering wheel here just to see if anything. And can you believe this car is still running? Man, and he is still out on the track. That right front tire is going all kinds of different ways than the left front tire, but here he is. We're probably going to bring that sucker down. There is not a whole lot of car left on this one. So stuck in that accident, Aubrey Thompson, Kenneth McCulloch, Dustin, Jeff Merck, James was in that. Kenny Real has crashed in that. Sean Corbett has crashed. So those are the ones that look like they had some serious damage. Ethan Eckert still has a black flag right now. Not really sure what that one's all about. It does look like a nice clean car there for him, but man, we've got at least from 18th on back still down pit road.
Yeah, a lot of cars collected up in that one. 45 going for a wild ride. I think it was a 22 up on two wheels. That was a big wreck. Took a lot of guys and out of this race or severely damaged.
Man, it really has. Dakota is still down. Matthew Baker, he's on pit road. Justin's on pit road getting repairs. We talked about Kenneth Aubrey. We saw him. Alan Dobbs is on pit road. Jeff Merck, Dustin's still on pit road. So yeah, just a ton of drivers still out here on pit road. That is going to leave, I think, about 18 drivers on this lead lap here.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go back to green with about probably 7 laps to go. And, you know, we're going to have about those 18 cars on the lead lap fighting for this thing. But again, I'm not sure that the fireworks are over. I mean, the closer and closer you get to that checkered flag and the closer you come and, you know, you come to that payday, man, you go elbows up and you hold, you know, caution, you throw caution to the wind and really get on it. And, man, I just don't think it's done yet still.
Still isn't done. It looks like Kevin Allen is Ray's teammate. Let's see where Kevin is. Let's see if we can find Kevin Allen.
But Kevin's about P11 right now.
P11. So there is still a chance here for Ray and Allen. Kenny Real, we saw him with some damage. And it does look like Matt Lee. Let's see where Matthew Lee is here. All right, and let's see where Flanagan has wound up. I believe he was caught up. So he is 10th. So Matt is still in second. 10th place is going to be David Flanagan. So they still have a chance at this. Jackson Bice, let's see if we can find where Jackson is. He is in third on your field right now, but let's see who Jackson's teammate is. Let's see if we can find, there he is. It's Kevin Tipton. Kevin is in 7th position. I don't know, Russ. This is going to be hard here to figure out this math. These first 3 drivers, their teammates are in about 10th and a little bit further up. So this is going to be extremely tight here coming to the end. Now, the lights are out on this pace truck, so we are going to take ourselves back green this lap.
Yeah, I mean, 3 teams all within the top 10 right now, it looks like. So, I mean, it's still anybody's race. I mean, if I said if this thing would have went green, the 04 and the 31, those guys had the best shot at being the top team. But right now, I mean, it's still up in the air. It's still up in the air.
Yes, it is. So here we go. Once again, the one machine is going to bring them down. The 04 showing and stretching some muscle late on in this race. So is that 21 machine. 59 has been strong all night long. The 4 car, we saw him with a 2-car breakaway earlier on, and he needed this caution, but here he is right there on that bottom line, about 3rd in the road there. The 01 is on the outside. Ethan behind that 01, and then you've got the 57. So a lot of usual suspects still out here up front battling for this thing, but just like you said, Russ, it's going to come down to where your teammate's going to finish.
Yeah, I mean, looks like we're gonna extend this thing out one more lap. It looks like so. We're not going green this time. So these guys are gonna have one more lap to think about it and try to find their teammates, and that's what they want to do right now. I mean, anybody that's up front right now, they got to try to figure out where their teammate is and try to somehow get connected up with them to try to bring home this team money right now.
Yeah, I think that is where everybody is trying to figure out what they're going to do here. There's the 4 machine of right. I was going to see if we can find out Dustin is his teammate. Now, Dustin was another driver that got into that altercation, that last wreck, and he is right now sitting 28th on the field. So, and then you've got some of these, Russ, where maybe your teammate is out of the race, maybe they're mired back a couple of laps down, and you know you're going to be out of the running for that, but man, you are still in the running for that $120 overall win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, at this point in the race, it's you know, you got to look at that. You know, just like you said, you know, if your teammate's out, or if your teammate's a couple laps down, they're not going to really be much of a help to you for this team thing. You know, you got to get up on the wheel, try to find people to work with, try to get this win, so that you know, you at least try to bring home the overall first place money.
You've got it. So we are going to rack them right back up, do it one more time here, hopefully one more time, and we are going to go green with 6 laps to go unless we extend this thing for another one. But it does look like we're going to take this thing back green. Again, you can see these top drivers that we have here. It looks like overall we're going to have about 21 drivers that are currently on that lead lap. One more caution. It does look like the first car lap down is the 11 machine, and then Justin right behind him. So they're certainly going to be battling it out for that lucky dog spot.
Yeah, the one car I you know, I noticed being back out there, just upside down on his lid hard. That 45 is still out there on the track right now.
Yeah, you just can't believe it. All right, so here we go, folks. Russ and I are going to bring this back to you one more time here. We're going to get into this Geico restart zone again. Really nice jump there by that bottom line early on. And it looks like they're going to do it once again and stay nice and tight together. Now, they know that that one machine is going to have to come up and block this outside lane, which is what him and the 21 are going to do. They did that last time around. Same move that they are going to make again tonight. 04 is not going to stand for it, though. He is going to shoot the gap. Malik's going to come down and block it. They're going to bump each other.
Malik's going to get turned by the 6. Coming down, trying to block, just not enough room. One's going to get out of it kind of unscathed, but we're going to be back under caution again.
My goodness, what a save by that one machine. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at Corey Wright and see exactly what happened here. So there you go. It looks like the one is going to come down and block that move. That's a good push. I don't know if maybe it upsets the 04. But then you've got... And so this is what happens right here. The 04 getting upset, getting that car upset, bouncing off of the 4. Man, the 4 is going to go for a ride right here. And it looks like Malik able to save it. Everybody else, oh, hard impact from the 76 to that 4 machine. 76 is going to slide up. Everybody is moving around. They are trying to avoid this, but yeah, not a good afternoon for that 4 car after that, because that is going to be a pretty heavy impact there, Russ.
Yeah, I mean, you know, looked like that 4 there in the middle when the one came down, just a little bit off center on that block, a little late on the block there, I think, for Malik, but kind of threw the 4 off, and when he hit the one there, he just kind of got him down, and right as he was coming down, the 4 car was just coming up, and they just kind of got together, and then the 4 car got a bad push from the car behind him off the off center hit there, and that just sent the 4 for a ride.
All right, so let's go on board. We're going to go on board here with Malik. I just want to see how he was able to get this car to straighten itself back up. So here he is straight, and this is where the bump comes from. So the bump is going to come right about here. I just don't know. He had that car was completely 180 degrees sideways, able to get that thing straightened back up. Now, it does have some pretty serious damage there on that left-hand side. Not sure if that's going to hurt the aero. But, man, able to keep that car straight. The 04 with some pretty heavy damage. I'm not sure there's going to be a whole lot of cars get through this one, Russ, without having some sort of repairs needed. Now, it does look like that one machine is going to come down.
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to leave 5 laps to go here in this race. And we're going to stack this back up.
As I said, this might be the one attempt at the green-white checker by the time everything gets sorted out here, but they might try to make it quick to avoid it being a green-white checker, but
now it does look like we have David Flanagan with a black flag as well, and that's going to be that 31 machine. So not certain where that black flag is coming from, but it is. He is going to have to bring that machine down pit road under green.
and that's going to hurt his teammate there, the 04, currently running P2. That's going to hurt their team chances here if he's got to make a if he's got to fill this black flag out.
Yeah, it really does, and I'll tell you, it looks like now, you know, we've got 16 drivers outside of Malik Corey, so we still have about 20 drivers on the lead lap. Ethan Eckert still has that black flag as well. There he is, coming back out. So that car looks like it's in really good shape. No damage there, but he does have a black flag he is going to have to serve, as well as David Flanagan. So not really certain how they are going to take that. We'll probably need to get a green flag run in so that they can serve those black flags. But those two do have the black flags. It does look like Kenny Real was able to get back on the lead lap here.
Yeah, the lucky dog for this last caution, able to get himself unlapped that last one and put himself right back in contention. I mean, he's going to looks like probably be around P17 at this point. If two of those guys ahead of him has got to come down and serve penalties and put him about P15, he's going to put him right back in contention for this thing.
Yeah, it does look like the one machine is still down pit road, so trying to get some repairs done. So probably knock the toe out of that car. That was a pretty hard direct hit. So, you know, that is probably going to put that one machine out of contention for tonight. All right, so here we go. The lights are out on the truck, Russ. We are going to take these drivers back to green here with 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 to go when we take this green flag again. So you've got the 30 car leading. That's Kevin. Matt Lee is right there on the outside. Nick is on the inside there, right behind the 30 in that 57 machine. Casey is in 4th. Jackson is in 5th. And then you've got Ethan right there. Now, it does look like Ethan might have an X on that car. I believe he is gone. Yeah, I believe he is not going to be part of the race going forward here.
Yeah, I was just to say, it just said that Ethan was unfortunately disqualified.
All right, so here we go. We are stacking them back up. Hopefully, these drivers can get to this checkered flag. It does look like Ray has been able to get back out on the track, and he is trying to catch up to the tail end of this field.
Yeah, I think he got out just before the pace car hit the end of pit road, so he was able to keep himself out there on the lead lap. But not sure if this is going to count as the one attempt as a green-white checker, or if this is going to be a clean start, and we'll still have that one green-white checker left in the bank if we need it here. So.
Yeah, that 04 car, I'm just looking at that right front fender, really going to hurt the aero on that car. I'm not sure if him being out front is going to be the play, but we'll see. We saw a car, that 5 machine up front without a front end, able to stay inside of that pack. So let's see what's going to happen here. Is now this 30 car at Tipton coming down. 57 right behind is going to be that pusher back into this Geico restart zone. Man, we're already moving around a little bit. Really nice connection for those three drivers. Nose to tail, they're at the bottom. The 21 giving that 57 a push. The 04 is going to slot right in. What a move to close off the 31. Is now we're going to try to block the high side. Oh, man, they are moving around like crazy. Oh, and then the 30 is going to get turned. That is not going to be a caution.
Wall.
The 04 getting run up into the wall, and now the 21 is going to slide in there. The 06 coming down to the left-hand side, trying to take that run off. As they're going to come back, they're going to be wrecking right there in the middle of 3 and 4, and that caution is going to come back out. Another car is flipping.
Yeah, now this will be our green-white checker attempt here, so that was not a green-white checker attempt. We get to do this one more time.
Let's go back. Let's go back here, Russ, and take a look at Tipton and see what happened to that 30 car. And then we'll hit this wreck that caused the caution. But I just want to see what happened. 57 all over the rear end here of the 30. Another push, and just a tough push. Going to get him loose, and that is a heavy impact, probably a blown engine there for Tipton in the 30. So that is going to end his night. And then let's see what went on here with Justin. All right, there's your 75. Just coming down, maybe trying to make a move and just not enough room. Man, that's going to put everybody into the wall there. The 7 is going to get into it. The 51, 45. He has been through enough.
Yeah, that 45 going for that wild ride just a little while ago. Now he's caught up with something else.
Yeah, that 45 machine is going to be sore for a long time here. He has had just a tough night. All right, green-white checker coming up. Matt Lee, with that damage to that right front fender, is going to be right there. David Flanagan has found his way up to the front. Now, those two drivers, the 04 and the 31, are teammates. I'm sorry, that's the 84. Is that the 84? No, that is. It's the 31 that's behind the 04. The 84, I'm not sure why he is up there. Maybe waiting to get a wave around. That's Justin. But the 31...
Yeah, I think he's just waiting for that wave around, yeah.
Is second. That's David Flanagan. Those two are teammates, the 04 and the 31. Now you've got the 21 right behind him. That's Jackson. And let's see, did Kevin make it through all of that? He did not. He is 17th on the field. But Jackson's going to be in third. The 06 of Andrew coming up 31 positions from where he started. And flexing a little muscle here late in that M&M machine.
Yeah, the one thing I'm not sure about is we know that the 31 had a black flag there on that last restart, and we didn't get that lap in, so I'm not sure if he still has to serve that yet, you know, once we go back green this time, or if he is good to go, but he did not come down to serve that black flag.
No, he is going to have to come down and serve it. So that is a good point, Russell. Let's talk about these black flags, because David Flanagan does have a black flag. Jackson Bison, that 21 black flag. This might be related to some incidents that have happened. And then you've got Nick here in the 57. He has a black flag. So 3 black flags right now out on the track. That's David Flanagan, Jackson in that 21, and then Nick Sipple right here in this 57. So that is going to shake things up for that team, because these two, the 04 and the 31, teammates, but that 31 does have that black flag he's going to have to serve.
Yeah, and I'm just getting word. It looks like the 21 of Jackson Buys no longer has the black flag, so he looks like he is going to be good to go.
He is good to go. Now the 04 diving down, no way, no need for him to come down pit road. But yes, Jackson does not have a black flag, so he is still in play. His teammate is kind of back there in about 17th position. Now, Andrew, I was trying to find Andrew's teammates, Chris McCullough. And he is back in 34th. Casey's teammate, I almost have these memorized, or I will by the end of this thing, Russ, and then it's going to shake all up the next race. But let's see here. Casey. Yeah, I don't see Casey. I think I tried. Oh, it's Josh. And Josh is in 8th. So that might be your team right there. Casey in 6th. And his teammate, Josh, is in 9th.
Yeah, it looks like that's probably right now your best average finishing position for your teammates at this point.
I would think that's right. The 06, he is going to go for glory. You know, his teammate, I believe, is in 34th position. So that's $120 on the line to get that. Now, I'll tell you, that 5 car looks nice and brand new again with all of that damage getting repaired. It does look like that is going to allow Ray is going to be in 21st or 12th position. So we saw him a little bit earlier have to come down and get some of the damage repaired. Got right out before the pace truck passed him. So he is back in action. And here is going to be our one shot here at this green white checker.
Yeah, and I think if I read it right, it's going to be literally to the checker, regardless of what happens. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this goes.
Man, we might be playing dodge the car as they're going to come around here at the end of this thing.
It very well could be.
All right, pace truck is off. Here we go. This is going to be it. No matter what happens, we are going to crown a winner here for tonight at the Midnight Racing League here at Talladega. Lot of money on the line, some team money on the line as well. Green flag is in the air. The 04 out to a nice hot start, maybe trying to slide in front of his teammate, which is going to be the 31. 31 did get a nice shot by the 21, so it's obvious the 31 backed up a little bit to pick up the 04. That's going to leave the 06 out to dry, but man, here it comes. That outside lane.
31 to 21 go up to the top side with the 4 to block that run.
This car is going to be right in the middle, nowhere to go. Everybody else is going to team up because we got some shuffling in the back. That 59 now getting a heck of a push by the 48 and the 05 down at the bottom line. That bottom line now with a ton of energy as the top line is going to get shuffled out. Looks like the 21 getting shuffled now is going to pick up the 1, and now we're going to almost wreck, but we didn't.
Oh, what a save.
The fantastic driving. Now the 01 is going to be pushed out of the back, but we have a 3-way battle here. That's the 21. Now we're moving around.
White flag in the air. Next, they're coming back to the checker now.
Ray all the way back up to 2nd position. Pushing this 21. Kenny Rill up to 3rd now.
So I said it earlier on. This one car, I've seen him go from the back to the front multiple times during this race, and now Malik Ray takes this lead back over, coming down into turn 3 as they're wrecking down the back straightaway.
They are just, cars are everywhere. We're going to stay with this front pack as people are wrecking. Ray in that one car getting pushed by the 48 of Dylan. 21 down at the bottom getting pushed by the 59. Now Ray is going to catch, and was able to save it. He's still going to get pushed by the 48. Now trying to block another line.
3 wide coming to the line. Man, I'm not sure who got that.
I believe it was Ray is going to pick that up with Dylan there in 2nd. Kenny Rill is going to be in 3rd position. What a
Man,
heck of
what
a
a finish.
show right
Yeah,
at the
Malik,
end of this thing.
it looks like Malik by 200ths of a second.
Here we go. So let's just take a look here at this last. Oh my goodness gracious. This very last corner, you can see really some beating and banging going around. The 48 is holding strong. The 01 is just sideways. We've got some drivers in the 59. He's going to get turned down to the bottom. And here they come. And right there, I mean, my goodness, that is your difference. I just want you to look. There it was.
Quarter panel, that was about it.
Malik will be your winner.
And I was just gonna say, you go back and you look at how he was coming out of turn 4, turned completely sideways, gathered it back up, got back, got himself back into the rhythm on that high side, and still able to hold on to win this thing. What a nice style of driving by Malik Ray right there.
Yeah, what an incredible finish. What a great way to wrap this thing up. You really can't expect anything better. Let's see if we can talk to some of these folks. And let's see who we've got out here. We don't have anybody in that interview waiting room, so we're going to give it just a second here and see if we can track some of these drivers down. But now that's going to be Malik Ray, Dylan, and Kenny Real are going to be your top 3. So Malik's teammate was Kevin Allen. Kevin is going to finish in 26th. Your second place driver, that is Dylan. Dylan's teammate is James. James is going to finish in 28th. And then you've got Kenny Real. Kenny's teammate is Steven Miles. Steven is going to be 37th. So we're going to have to continue to go back here a little bit. Let's see where Logan York. Let's see Logan York finish 4th. And Logan is going to be Scott Freeman. Man, we're going to need them to do that math for us when we're up here in the booth, Russ. I just don't see Scott's going to be 38th. So we're going to have to keep working our way back to see if we can find what that team is. What about Matthew Baker? Matthew able to pick up that 5th place finish. And I got to tell you, just look at the shape of that car. Just cannot believe he was able to get this thing done. He went in and got that front input back on. Aubrey Thompson, and I believe he was caught up in an early accident. So we're going to see if they can tell us exactly who it is. Now, we do have some EOLs coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just got a message that they're to just kind of sit tight while they finalize the absolute final results here.
All right. So that's what we're going to do, folks. We're just going to hang on for a second and see if they can issue all of the penalties and all of the things that go along with making sure that we have the right people in the right spot here. And once we do, we will get you some interviews. And just a fantastic job there on that last lap. Malik, everybody getting sideways, being able to keep those cars straight. Just something that was super impressive there.
Yeah, I mean, that final lap for Malik, just kind of scampering out and getting sideways and saving that up and still having that run. I mean, just an incredible job of saving that car on his end, yet still come away and come across the line in first.
Yeah,
incredible.
And now we're going to see what's going to happen here, because it does look like we do have some people out here in our interview lobby, but we are going to hang on just a second. We just want to hear from the league before we start pulling people up, I do see Kenny Real out there in the interview waiting room, but we also have the 21 machine and Kevin Tipton. And I just wonder if maybe Kevin, who finished 7th, I mean, what a great job by him. I mean, he was in the inside retaining wall by the end of that. Maybe him and Jackson are the 2 drivers that are going to win that team. Let's see. Man, they're going to have to sort some craziness out here. Let's see. Yeah, so Jackson and Kevin are in the waiting room. I believe that is probably going to be your team that has won this thing as far as a team event goes. And again, we are just going to wait for confirmation. All right, let's see if we can send a quick note and see if maybe Tipton and Jackson are the team winners. All right, everyone out there, we certainly appreciate you just kind of bearing with us for a little bit while we just ensure that we are going to get the right people in the chat. All right, folks, thank you for hanging with us. It looks like we have got this thing pretty much figured out. We're going to do a little bit of work here on our teams, and we're going to get those for you really quickly. But we're going to go to your third place finisher. That's going to be the 01 of Logan York. Let's see if I can pull him into the booth here. Logan, this is John in the booth. You got a copy? It looks like he got bounced out. Let's see if we can pull him in one more time, or maybe he was. Let's see if we can pull him in one more time. Hey, Logan, this is John in the booth. You got a copy? Logan, John in the booth. You got a copy? All right. We're going to move Logan back in. Maybe they've got some things going on, but let's see if we can pull your second place driver in. That's going to be Kenny Real. Maybe we can have a conversation with him. Kenny, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. So all of the fireworks are over. We're trying to get everything figured out, but man, what a comeback. Looked like you got down a few laps and battled your way back, led some, got out in front for quite a while and led some laps. Man, that was crazy. Just walk me through your race.
Yeah, I was unfortunate. Got into a little scuffle earlier. I was trying to avoid. I seen someone get turned below me in the corner, and after that, the guy coming up, I'm trying to avoid it on the bottom. So I went up to give him room, and I end up actually for my teammate for this race, put him in the wall, which caused the wreck. So they called me for causing the wreck for self clearing, even though I was just trying to avoid a wreck. So that ended up giving me a hold, which ended up putting me 2 laps down instead of 1 like it should have been. They ended up giving me a lap back. Finally, when the caution came back out and it was late in the race, luckily we ended up getting the lucky dog. And yeah, that last restart, we made a few moves, found ourselves in a good spot, and almost ended up winning there at the line. But it is what it is. I'll take a P3.
Yeah, it got really crazy right there at the end, but I will tell you, way to battle back coming down. That's why you just never leave, because you just never know what's going to happen. As long as you got a good, clean car, which you did tonight, you stay out there on the track and racing, and you certainly did that. So fantastic job here, getting a podium. Really nice job by you, Kenny. We'll turn it over to you, man. Let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all my teammates over at Jack Shack. Want to shout out Justin and Trev and Gordon also for what they're doing right here. This was a pretty fun race. Also want to shout out Basin, and he's a teammate over at Jack Shack, and Malik for helping me tonight during the race. And also you and Russ for putting on the broadcast. Appreciate y'all.
You got it. Congratulations, Kenny. We hope to speak to you soon.
Appreciate it.
All right, so there is Kenny Real. Now, let's see if we can bring in your race leader, and that is going to be Dylan Basin. He is in our waiting room, so let's see if we can bring him in the broadcast booth. Dylan, this is John in the booth. Do you got a copy for us? Hey, Dylan, it's John. You got a copy? All right, I think we...
Yes, sir.
There he is. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, good. Had to set up the push to talk for this channel.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing
So Dylan, this was kind of a crazy. I mean, you had a good car all night long. We seen you really running up front all night. It was kind of funny. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm not sure who was driving the 24, but it was kind of crazy seeing the 48 leave the 24 out to dry. And you did that early on in the race. But you know, fighting through some fireworks, a lot of cautions late, and just one heck of a finish there at the end. So kind of walk me through what it was really in the middle of this race, and then really what it looked like for you coming out of 4.
Honestly, I don't remember much in the middle of the race. I was kind of just hanging around to the end. Coming out of 4, you know, I thought I had a pretty good chance. Just leave him out to dry and have to push on the bottom, but you saw how that went. You know, 210 came in there and came up clutch, threw a block and took me down to the apron, and he apologized for it. So it's not really that big of a deal to me. It's just kind of frustrating because I feel like I did everything right and still kind of just got screwed out of it. So I don't know, not much more to say except I'm a little disappointed. My teammate wrecked in like lap 1 of the race, so it's like, damn, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do. I was just kind of sitting there trying to get the win. That was all I really could do.
Well,
But
listen, and that's really what happens, right? Because then it's just the win money. It's the $120 on the line. But from what I hear here from the admins, you were able to bring this victory home tonight.
oh, really? They gave it?
You, my friend, are the winner tonight for this race. So yes, you are going to be the winner. You're going to bring home that cash tonight for that first place finish.
I'm okay. Well, that makes it a whole lot better. Yeah.
Changes
I
everything,
mean,
doesn't it, Dylan? Changes it all, my friend. Well, you had one heck of a race, and it really was good. I mean, talk me through this ARCA car a little bit. It's went through that big change and the update that it had. Looked like the car was stable, and you could really pound the back end of somebody. But then there were moments it just looked like the car got loose on you too.
yeah, honestly, his car seems to do better with bump drafting rather than tandeming. It's not like the Gen 6 where you kind of just hook up together because you can bumper hook real easily. And that's kind of the problem. Like, you swipe someone's bumper at a weird angle and it'll just hook them around. Neither you or the person you're hooking will feel it. So, it's just kind of random. It's really hard to predict because like the other cars, and you start pushing a little off, you'll feel them kind of start sliding around. You're like, okay, I got to back off. This car, you have no idea until that person in front of you is already dead. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, well, I will tell you, man, you did one heck of a job there, and congratulations. You do. Listen, I'm glad I could break some news to you. But fantastic job there tonight, man. And we're going to turn it over to you, let you give your shout outs and thank any sponsors you want to thank.
First of all, I want to thank like the guys like Melicar and Trevor for putting this on. Um, debut race and we got the dub, so that's pretty sweet. And then thank Ryko Performance for backing me in every race I do, and thanks to you for broadcasting doing this interview.
Yep, you did a fantastic job. Congratulations on the win tonight. Now you can go celebrate.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, so there is your race winner. Now, we're going to grab a couple of these teams that have won it. Let's see if we can get a hold of Haynes and Corbett. They are going to finish third. Let's see. Do we have? I don't see them in the chat. All right, let's see if we can pop up Sprinkle and Josh. Let's see if we can do that. We're going to get these interviews in for you. There is Josh. Let's see if we can bring Josh into the broadcast booth. Josh, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
All right, let me see if I can bring in your teammate for tonight because you're going to pick up a second place finish in these team points, and that is going to be a Casey. Casey, you got a copy? I think he's on mute for us, Josh, but walk me through, your race and really what it was like to work with a teammate like that after going through the wheel spin, and have you worked together before, and kind of how did that dynamic go?
Yeah, me and Casey, we're regular teammates. We run for McCullough Motorsports, and most of the race I wasn't with him until the end. I tried to stay in the back and dodge all the wrecks and try to wait till the end and try to get up front. And I made it up there. We were sitting first, but that wreck kind of screwed us. But we still walked away with second.
Well, you did as a team, and when you have those times to communicate, do you when you're walking through it, is it everything? Is it pit strategy, making sure that you're trying to align together, and at the end of this race, did you say, hey, listen, if you have a chance to win, if I have a chance to win, that's what we're going to do, or did you say, hey, let's find each other toward the end and make sure that we get a good team win here?
We knew we were sitting pretty good where we were at on that last restart. Our main goal was to not get wrecked, because if we got wrecked, then that just ends our chances of getting in the cash spot. So,
Well, you both did a fantastic job. I think Casey still has us on mute, but we're going to let you talk for the team tonight, man, and we're going to turn it over to you, let you give your shout outs.
shout out to Casey. Glad he was my teammate. Shout out to y'all for putting on the race, and shout out to you for doing the broadcast, and shout out to McCullough Motorsports.
You did it. One heck of a job. Congratulations, popping a second place for your team race tonight. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so there you go. There is Josh and Casey. They're going to finish second. Now, we are going to bring in your first place team, and that is going to be Tipton and Jackson. Let's see if we can bring them in, and if we've got them here. There is Tipton. Let's see if we can bring Kevin in to the booth. Kevin, this is John in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Kevin, this is John. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you. You got me?
I've got you, man. Well, congratulations. I'm going to try to bring Jackson in, but walk me through. I don't see Jackson. There he is. All right, let's see if we can bring Jackson into the booth as well. Jackson, this is John and Kevin. We are teamed up here in the booth. You got a copy? I think Jackson, Kevin might be on mute tonight, but congratulations. Bringing home the team victory tonight. You and Jackson doing one heck of a job. Walk me through kind of, do you guys normally work together? Is this the first time you've teamed up on a race?
No, we don't normally work together. We've talked to each other before. We don't usually race together, but the names kept flying off the list, and he came down to, I think he had 3 guys he could choose from, and he picked me there towards the end of the raffle, and we worked pretty well together, I think.
Hey, is this the man? I can't believe I'm getting picked one of the. I mean, it's got to feel good, right? To be 3 left, and then here you guys are celebrating and fixing to split a little bit of cash tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it felt great. I mean, he was doing all the math. I didn't know if we won, if we were even in the top 3. I was kind of leaving that all up to him, and once we heard it from the guys at MRL, it felt pretty good.
Yeah, that was good, and it did look like Jackson. You in particular, we were watching. Man, you were going for some wild rides. I seen you had a black flag there at one point, and then the black flag was gone. And but you had some really good racing there up front for most of that night. But man, some pushing and shoving, and elbows were out tonight.
Yeah, iRacing scoring had me scored with a black flag for no reason. So that was what the black flag was for. And I was just trying to keep my nose clean and stay out towards the front. And Kevin got screwed at one point in the race and kind of lost the pack. And that, I'd say like halfway caution, a little bit past halfway caution, brought us back into the race. We were looking very good until he got turned and he drove like a bat out of hell to come up there and put himself in position to finish ahead of me.
Well, I will tell you, you guys did one heck of a job, and sometimes these things are just a prize fight, and you were able to survive it, get that win for your team, split a little bit of cash here in the Casket Cup. Congratulations for both of you, and I'll turn it over to you and let you give your shout-outs.
Thank you.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I can. Shout out to friends, family. Shout out to Kevin for keeping himself in that race, and shout out to all the supporters.
Yeah, and just shout out to Jackson, of course, picking me there, and I think we worked pretty well together. So shout out to him, shout out to Trevor and Justin and everyone else that put this on here at MRL. This was a fun race. I'll definitely be back if they have some more events. And shout out to you for putting on this show so I can go back and watch myself.
You've got it. Well, congratulations on that team victory. Go split some money and celebrate.
Thank you.
All right, so we went through your podium finishers there in the individuals, and then we went through your teams. What a fantastic job here at the Midnight Racing League. This is the money racing that everybody looks for out here on the service. You found it. We brought you some ARCA races here at Redline Racing Network. Now, listen, we would certainly appreciate maybe a thumbs up, maybe a subscription if you have not done it to the channel yet. 1.3 thousand subscribers, and we are still moving forward, so we certainly appreciate that. MRL will be back with more races. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you look for those on Redline Racing Network. We certainly appreciate it. And until next time, I am John. Russ had to dip out a little bit earlier, but he was in the booth with me tonight.